I stepped on the scale yesterday and I was shocked by what I saw. Usually, when I travel, right, for vacation or for business, I gain weight. Right? Like every time I gain weight. I went to Boston, I gained 6 pounds when I came back, right? But not this time. This time, I actually lost weight. And in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about traveling on your GLP-1, whether it's Zepbound, Wegovy, Saxenda, Ozempic, and actually losing weight versus gaining weight. If you are if you're new to the channel, I just want to let you know that this channel is for you. If you're someone who is considering a weight loss medication, you're not really sure, you're doing your due diligence to vet and see if it's right for you. You are someone who is actually on a Zepbound, a Wegovy, a Saxenda, Manjaro, or Ozempic, and you're looking to learn, you're looking for a community, or you're looking for support on your journey, this channel is for you. So you're in the right place, right? We are a community of kind, caring, and compassionate people who are focused on improving our health and our wellness. And we would love to have you with us. So please take a moment now and hit the subscribe button. If you like this episode, we want you to like it, share it, and ring the notification bell so that you are made aware whenever I drop or upload or post another video, okay? So welcome. It's nice to have you. This episode, for the very first time, is sponsored by Be Brilliant on YouTube. It's a program that I created to help you get seen, heard, and valued for the brilliance that you bring to the world on YouTube, right? So if you're someone who is sitting on your story, you have an amazing story, and I know so many of you do, and you are looking to educate other people, you want to inspire them or empower them, then you need to start your own channel and build your own community on YouTube. And so if that's something that you're interested in, and I know everybody might not be for everybody, but if it's something that you've been thinking about, that you really want to reach more people, because the reach is amazing, then I want to make sure that you connect so that we get you started in the program. And again, the program is called Be Brilliant on YouTube. Later I'll show you my numbers. I usually like to share what it looks like behind the scenes on YouTube and what is available to you. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. Hello, bold, brave, and brilliant ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Zepbound Journey with Ange. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been around since the beginning, welcome back. My name is Angela Durant. My friends call me Ange, and you can too. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm the founder of the Be Brilliant movement, where I help amazing women just like you and a few brilliant men in our community get seen, heard, and valued for the brilliance they bring to the world. No more hiding their light. We really want them up front so that they can serve people and have the impact they want to have and create the legacy for themselves, their families that they want. Okay. I'm also someone who has struggled with my weight most of my life. Since I was about age 7. I feel like I've tried pretty much everything to lose weight, including Weight Watchers about 7 times, Overeaters Anonymous. I had not one but 2 bariatric surgeries. I had the lap band done where I lost 157 pounds on a lap band, and then I had gastric bypass about 10 years after that. When I started to regain the weight, I just had gastric bypass. I wanted to be over and done with for good. I didn't want to have to deal with any more struggles with weight. Unfortunately, I only lost 30 pounds on bariatric surgery, having the gastric bypass. And that brings me here. I tried working out. I tried to, really cut my portions down. I've tried everything, right? I'm 5'2". I'm 5'2.5" tall, so I'm not very tall, and that carrying a lot of weight on my frame. At my heaviest, I was 332 pounds. I started Zepbound in February of 2024, weighing in at almost 300 pounds. I was 296 pounds, and to my surprise, just the other day, I stepped on the scale, and after returning from a trip, which I'm always nervous about stepping on a scale after returning from a trip, right? Because, I always gain every single time I fly or travel somewhere and come back, I always gain. So I was super surprised to see that I lost, drum roll please, da 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 da, I lost 3.2 pounds. Oh, that was fantastic. 3.2 pounds down after traveling. I currently am now I'm officially in the 240s, right? 240s. I was 253, and now I'm 249.8. 249.8. I've not been in the 240s since 2016. Since 2016, I've not been anywhere 240s, right? So I'm right there, like 249.8 pounds after coming from a trip, right? So that's giving me total weight loss from when I started on Zepbound in February to today, a total weight loss of 46.2 pounds. 46.2 pounds. And 50 pounds, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for that 50 pounds down. I want to get 50 pounds down as quickly as I can, but that's my next milestone, to have lost 50 pounds. So that's next up. And so I want to just share with you what I look like. I have on a similar dress that I wore before, just a different color. And so this is what I'm looking like now. I do have on an undergarment today. So I am wearing some shapewear underneath here today, which is helping me like with my rolls in the back and smoothing them out. So I am wearing that to show you what I look like here. This is me. I got my sneakers on today. Sneakers on. And I will tell you, I don't know if you can hear me okay because I'm so far from the mic, but I will tell you that for the first time in a long time, both my son, who's 14, and my husband said, "Oh, you look nice. I like your dress. Oh, you look nice." I'm like, making some progress, getting noticed. So, so I wanted to share that with you, right? My husband loves pearls, so I'm sure when I got put the pearls on, he was like, "Oh, she looks like a lady," right? So I wanted to share that with you. And you know what? When you're losing weight and you get to go into your closet, or you put on a dress or a nice outfit, it just makes you feel better, right? And when you feel better, you make better choices for yourself, right? You make better choices for yourself. So I want to share with you, because I know you're thinking, okay, Ange, so what's the secret, right? What is it? What did you do while you were traveling to help you lose that 3.2 pounds? Okay. And here's what I'm going to tell you. It was a combination of different strategies, and I'm going to share those with you today. These tips aren't just for conferences. If you go away for conferences, they also can work for you traveling on vacation, right? Any type of travel or vacation. So let me give you the tips. So get ready. So the first tip I want to give you is I want you to plan ahead. I want you to think about where you're going, what options you might have, and what you want that to be like, right? Zepbound definitely helps in controlling our appetite. It helps with, clearing out that food noise, right? I always say it puts the beast on the leash, right? That hungry beast that tells you eat everything on the buffet. With Zepbound and medications like it helps calm that down, right? But it can't do everything. It still is a tool. So we still need to make good choices, right? So I want you to be mindful of that and plan ahead. Okay. Like, know where you're going. If there are menu options there, find out what's going to be available to you to just help you. Okay. That's tip number one. Tip number two, I want you to pack smart snacks, right? I want you to pack things like, maybe toss a few protein bars in your bag, maybe some nuts, maybe some fruit, things that you can have if you get hungry that you can go for versus something that might not be as healthy for you. Okay. So I want you to pack that. I'll tell you, when I went away for the conference, I was working the conference. So I was on my feet. I was, running here, running there, doing this, doing that. There was a bunch of food. There was a buffet out of this world with all kinds of options on it. So, there were things that I could choose that were healthy for me. I'll tell you more about that as we go into the next tips. So tip number 3 for you is I want you to stay hydrated. I want you to drink your water, drink plenty of your water, especially if you're on Zepbound or any of these GLP. That I get thirsty, I easily get dehydrated. So you want to make sure that you're drinking enough. And I will tell you, there were times when I was at the conference that I really wasn't as hungry. I was more thirsty than I was hungry, right? So if you're feeling like you're craving something or you're hungry, drink some water first and see if it calms it down. And if not, you might really be hungry and need food. So then you want to eat. But I want you to make sure you get your water in, and it also helps with constipation. To avoid having constipation, drink plenty of water on these medications. All right. Tip number 4. I want you to have be mindful about eating at buffets. So like when you go on vacation, if it's an all-inclusive, they've got all the food there, and you just pick what you want, right? I want you to be mindful of that. When I went away this past weekend, and the person who led it did such a great job in picking the menu, because there were so many healthy choices there. And when you go to a conference, there are people who are vegan, people who are vegetarian, people who don't eat pork. Like there's all these different things, right? So what I loved about the buffet was there were lots of healthy greens and veggies there. There was fruit there. There was protein options, more than one to choose from. And one of the things that I do that maybe you might want to try before you even pick up your plate at the end of the buffet line, walk the line. Just walk it and look and see what choices are available to you, right? And so that you can say, okay, you can kind of plan for it, right? Before you grab your plate. And then when I grabbed my plate, I put like half of the plate was healthy greens and veggies. And then I did the proteins. And then if I wanted some of the starches, I just took a little bit of the starches here and there. I took a little bit. I might taste a little bit of everything that's on the buffet, but I make sure that it's a smaller portion and I have more of the nutritious things, like the protein and the veggies are more plentiful on the plate. Okay, because that can be a challenge, looking at all this food. So instead of piling your plate up high with all the pasta, choose making healthier choices for you. And sometimes they have smaller plates. I didn't go for the smaller plates, but smaller plates will allow for less food too. So that's something else that you can do. But I want you to be satisfied with what you have without overeating and being stuffed and uncomfortable. Okay. So that's the mindful eating. Number 4 is mindful eating at the buffet. The next one is the next tip I want to give you is around incorporating movement. Now, I was actually working that event, so I was on my feet and getting my steps in, right? I was running here, running there, getting this done, getting that done, right? So I was really actively moving. That might not be the case for you. If you go to a conference, you might be more sedentary throughout that conference because you're sitting through sessions, right? So what I would advise for you is, when you have the opportunity to get up at breaks, don't sit. Get up, walk around, network, have conversations with your friends if your friends are there. If your hotel room is not on the 20th floor, you might want to take the stairs to your hotel room, or instead of taking an escalator, take the stairs, right? Those are little little things that you can do to get your movement in when you're at a conference, because that's, conferences can be tough. Because it's like you're going from one meeting to the next meeting and they're long and you're sitting, right? So those are ways that you can just kind of start getting some movement in. Okay. So that is my next tip. Okay. And then that's tip number 5. Tip number 6 is I want you to prioritize your sleep. Many of us do not get enough sleep, right? And you need that. That will help your weight loss. You need sleep. So if you're tired, because I know some of us push through, we're tired at the end of the night, maybe they have a cocktail party or some, dance or something at your event. and you're tired, you really want to turn in, but you're like staying up just to kind of be there, I would recommend you hang out for a little bit and then you turn in, right? You get yourself as much sleep as you can. For me at the conference, I didn't get a ton of sleep, but I got good quality sleep. So when I did go back to my hotel room, one of the things that I did was I took a long hot bath to soak my body because my feet were hurting, my legs were hurting. I just wanted to soak. I did that, and I took I went to bed, and I was able to really sleep well and feel refreshed when I woke up, even though it wasn't the full 8 hours. Okay, I want you to get your sleep if you can. Get your sleep now. If you're on vacation now, you can just fall asleep on the beach chair, right on the sand, right, or by the pool. You could just take naps all day. So I'm not worried about you on that. But make sure you get plenty of rest if you're going to conferences. Okay. The next tip, the seventh tip, the last tip I have for you. So 6 was prioritizing your sleep. Now 7 is I want you to be kind to yourself, right? I want you to be kind to yourself. This is my final tip, and perhaps it is the most important one, right? Being kind to yourself, right? If you indulge a little, if you miss a workout, if you don't get enough sleep, right? I don't want you to beat yourself up. I don't want you to come back from vacation or your meeting and, give yourself a hard time. Remember, right? This is about progress, not perfection, right? And having this positive mindset is really helpful in helping you make better choices. And I know a lot of you are very hard on yourselves. Right. I see pictures of you. I'm like, y'all look amazing. And you're like, no, I don't like the way I look. I don't, And so you're very hard on yourselves. Like, I want you to give yourself some grace. I want you to be kind to you. So many of you do for everybody else. Like, you put everybody else on the list ahead of you, and you either put yourself last on the list or you don't put yourself on the list at all. And that has to change. Like, that has to change. If you can be the absolute best that God created you to be, like, amazing. Imagine how amazing and wonderful you can be to your family, to your friends, to your followers, right? How you can really show up and shine for them. It's hard to do that when you're burnt out, worn down, right? You just throw any old outfit on. Like, your kids look amazing, your husband looks sharp head to toe, and you look haggard and raggedy, right? That's not for you. That's not for you. We want you to look amazing, right? You're getting your shape. We want you to be, snatched, right? We're going to want you to have a friend who says, I'm going to be fly till I die. I'm going to be fly till I die, right? We want you to look great and feel your best. And even though I'm not at my ideal weight, I've got like almost 100 more pounds to lose, right? I have a lot of weight to lose still on this journey. I still take moments to celebrate, right? To me, wearing a dress and some pearls is a form of celebration, right? It feels good, right? Going into your closet where you have, because y'all know, I know I'm not the only one. Let me know in the comments, but I know I'm not the only one who has clothes in her wardrobe in many different sizes, right? I got the 4X, I got some 2X's, I got 3X's, right? You got some 1820s in the closet, right? But imagine being able to slim down a little bit and go into your closet, and now the things that you couldn't wear, some things might even still have tags on them. The things that you couldn't wear, now you can wear them. And it feels great. You're like, oh, I could get into this dress. Oh, okay, I might need a little shapewear underneath, but I can get into this dress. That's a form of celebration. It makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you're going to make better choices for yourself, right? And other people are going to notice. And it's okay to say no to your family sometimes and put yourself first as a priority, right? Take care of yourself. And I know it's easier said than done. If you come to the retreat, we're going to be talking about that because we really want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do for yourself so that you can get to the goals that you set for yourself. You're on this wonderful journey, and we don't want to see it derailed in any way. But up here, you have to know that you're worth it, right? You're worth that. Okay. So those are the tips. Let me just do a quick summary of the ones that we covered. So if you missed any of them, the first one was plan ahead. The second one was pack smart snacks, right? So that might be, some nuts or protein bars or fruit that you have at your, right at your fingertips if you need them, right? The fourth one was mindful eating at the buffets, right? The buffets could be calling us, right? They could be looking all great. We want to make sure we make healthy choices, right? Your veggies, your high protein, right? From the buffet. Fill your plate up with those things. And it doesn't mean you can't have a spoonful of some of the other things too to taste them. So I like to taste things on the buffet. But if you start with the healthier choices and you have more, like an abundance of that on your plate, then you're less likely to overeat and put on extra pounds, right? Number 5 was incorporate movement. However you can, be mindful of that. Like, how can I get a few extra steps in, even though I'm in meetings all day, right? Or if you're lounging at the beach, you lounge and you get up and you walk the beach, or go to the gym, or think about it ahead of time of things that you can do to help you. Prioritizing the sleep is number 6. We want you to be well rested. That's important, that you get your sleep. And if you can't get 6 hours or 8 hours of sleep, try to get quality sleep, good quality sleep. So that you're well rested and refreshed when you wake up in the morning. And 7 is be kind to yourself. We want you to be kind to yourself and not beat yourself up if things aren't perfect, because none of us are perfect, right? But we want you to have a good time, right? And we want you to live life. I want you to live life. I don't want you to feel like you can't have this or you can't have that. I want you to just be mindful about what you're having. In conclusion, I want to say, these are the 7 tips of staying on track with your Zepbound journey, or your Mounjaro journey, or your Wegovy journey while you're traveling, right? And I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what your experiences are. Any tips that you want to share with the community, let me know. Drop those in the comments. Any tips on things that you do to help you stay on track and lose weight while you're traveling, right? I was so shocked. I was like, what? So lose weight while you're traveling. And I also want to also tell you again that we are having the retreat is coming. It is July the 20th. It's July the 20th. We're having a retreat. It is just for this community. So if that is something that you're interested in, the doors are closing very soon for that, because there are things we got to do on the back end to prepare for you. It's going to be a wonderful experience. So if you've been thinking, oh, I want to go to that retreat, I want to go, I'll make sure that the link is in the description here. Click on that, book your seat, because it's going to be a small, intimate group of us. And, it's coming so soon, we're going to have to close it out soon. So if you want to come, go ahead and get your ticket to that. And I promise to show you the back end for those of you who are interested in starting your YouTube channel and building your own following and impacting hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people. I know that might scare some of you, but if that's what you're interested in, let me just show you where I am currently. I started in February. I was monetized in 45 days. And this is what I'm taking you in the back end. I'm pulling the curtain out to take you and show you the back end, show you where we are. So far, our impact has been, we've had 105,000 views. Imagine being able to connect with and impact 105,000 people, right? Some people may have watched it a few times, but over 100,000 people. If you have a ministry, which I talked to, we had a surprise guest on yesterday. You can check that video out too with Twan. This is her ministry. So imagine what your reach could be. If you have your own channel, right? In church, maybe you have 1,000 people in church if you have a big mega church, but that's just 1,000 people. And in a year, you couldn't reach over 100,000. We've reached over 100,000 people since February. So we're February, March, April, May, and we're currently in June, July. So let's say in 5 months, we've reached over 100,000 people. It's amazing. We've had 15,000 watch hours. So that's how many hours of content people have watched. And thank you for being here and subscribing to the channel and being one of those 105,000 views and one of those, 15,000 watch hours. And as far as subscribers, if you look over here, I don't know if you can see my little pointer, we have 2,282 subscribers. Our channel is still small, but it's growing every day. It's growing more and more, and people are coming. And thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You'll help the channel grow. And make sure if you do subscribe that you put in the comments that you subscribed, because I'd like to thank you personally for subscribing to the channel. And then the revenue. So it's not a ton of revenue, but every little bit helps, right? So far we're at $872.10. YouTube pays you out once a month, and they split the ad revenue. So your videos will have ads that run on them. And for every dollar that is paid in an ad, YouTube keeps 45 cents and gives you 55 cents. So it's a 45-55 split, and that's the revenue. So far we have $872.10, which again is not a ton of money, but I would be doing this for free. Like, I love this community, and it has really helped me. So I would be doing it for free. So the fact that YouTube is actually partnering with me and paying, sharing revenue with me, is a cherry on the top. And so if you're interested in that, and that's something that you've been thinking about starting, I would love to help you. Our program is called Be Brilliant on YouTube. Right now, it's at the lowest price that it ever will be. So if you're interested, all you have to do is email me. And my email address is Angela@BeBrilliantMovement.com. Angela@BeBrilliantMovement.com. And I'll put it in the show notes too. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I know some of you haven't seen it, and some of you are like, yes, sign me up. I want to do that. So I would love to work with you. One of the things that I did was I took notes on everything that I was doing, on what was working, what wasn't working. And then to my surprise, we monetized. So I'll show you everything that I did. I won't, withhold anything from you. Okay, so you got all the announcements. Thank you for being here. And if you found this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. Share it with someone that you feel like really could benefit from it. If you have friends who are struggling with their weight, they're considering a GLP-1 medication like Zepbound, Ozempic, Wegovy, please share it with them. Invite them to the channel. I would love to have them here in our community. And you don't forget to subscribe, because when you subscribe, it really helps our little channel grow, and it helps the YouTube algorithm push our information out to more people, because they say, oh, people are interested in this channel. Let's share it out with more people. So as always, I want you to be bold. I want you to be brave, and I want you to be brilliant, right? I want you to be bold, because it takes boldness to raise your hand, to say, yes, I'm going to try a medication after trying everything, after getting up and falling down and getting up and falling down with your weight loss journey, right? Getting here, coming to this door of a GLP-1 and raising your hand and saying, I'm willing to try one more time. I'm willing to take a look at this one more time. I'm willing to put in the work one more time. So that's boldness. That takes boldness to do that. And you're brave, you're brave. Many of you have been very vulnerable. You shared your stories. You're courageous, right? For those of you who decided to raise your hand and start your own YouTube channel, you're impacting so many lives, right? There's so many people. Your reach is global. It really takes bravery. It really takes courage to do that, to be the leader of the pack, right? It takes courage to do that. And you're doing it. And I celebrate you for that. And you're all brilliant. You're all brilliant. So I expect you to show up and shine, because other people are watching you. As you're on this journey, they're watching you. They're seeing the transformation your body's going through, your mind's going through, your spirit's going through, right? They're seeing the transformation, and they're wondering, will it work for me? Can I do it too? And you're the one that's going to encourage them to do this. So we need you to show up and shine, because you are absolutely brilliant. So thank you so much for joining this episode of Zepbound Journey with Ange. Love having you here. Don't forget to subscribe. Go out there, be bold, be brave, be brilliant. Take care. Thank you for joining me. Love you guys. Bye-bye.